And joining us on the line, great to welcome back to Flow our good mate Casey Barnes. Casey, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
It is always a pleasure. We're loving your new song. We're playing it here at Flow. It's one of our favourites, like most of yours. And it's a good one that I've found that if you're in a bad mood or, you've done something to upset the wife, if she's in a bad mood, this is a good one to have playing as you get anywhere near her. It kind of smooths the way.
It's good to get some brownie points, that is for sure. I'm hoping it works with my wife, actually. We're celebrating our 15th wedding anniversary this week, so I'm thinking this song's, it's pretty fitting, so hopefully she gives it the thumbs up.
Well, congratulations on the 15 years. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And are you going to take her somewhere nice, or is it just you've got a gig on and she's just going to come along to the gig?
No, we've got a few things planned. We're going to go out and have a little date together during the day, and then we're going out for dinner in the evening. So it's actually a silver lining, because normally our wedding anniversary always falls on the same dates that the Gympie Muster are on every year. So there's been quite a few years where it's been a shout out. Literally, I'll do a video call and do a shout out from the stage with the crowd, wishing you a happy anniversary. But because of the COVID situation we're in, Gympie's being cancelled for this year. So it is a silver lining that we actually get to do it in person this year.
Well, that's good. Enjoy the moment together while you can. And how has COVID been for you and the family? Have you all been coping okay?
Yeah, look, it's just a matter of rolling with the punches, and we're lucky we're a lot better off than a lot of our friends and fellow musos in New South Wales and Victoria that are really struggling at the moment. So I do feel for them. We've been fortunate enough to do quite a few shows over the last few weeks. We went out and did the Mount Isa Rodeo with Shepherd a couple of weeks back, and we were up in Mackay last weekend with Ian Moss and Troy Casadale and a host of other acts for a festival up there. And so we've been fortunate that, Touchwood Queensland's doing okay with managing it at the moment. But yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Have you been performing the new song on stage with these shows at all?
I have, yeah. We debuted it for the first time. It was really interesting up in Mount Isa, and I was a little concerned at the time because notoriously that it's a big crowd, and they're a drinking crowd. So you can imagine they've been at the rodeo all day long. They've been on the cans. They've had a few drinks, and they were ready to party by the time we hit the stage that night. And we threw the new single in right in the middle of the set. And it went over great. It was amazing. Everyone had their phone lights on and they were waving them in the crowd. And we were really surprised. It was great because obviously, you've heard a lot of my stuff, and it is that generally a lot of it's that up tempo sort of stuff. But we've been sitting on this song for about 12 months and waiting for the right time to bring it out, and it felt like this was the right moment. So it is great to finally have it out.
It is indeed. We're loving it. It's a great song. How did it come about? Was it inspired by your wife was upset with you and you wanted to get into good books? So how did it all come about? Because some of the lines in it, Casey, they're just spot on. They're just spot on.
Yeah. Oh, look, it came about. I co-wrote it with two incredible writers in Nashville, and we had the concept that we wanted it to be a tribute to your partner, and what is the ultimate way you can package that up and say it in lyrics. And, whether or not you're a religious person or not, I think, the term of whoever created you obviously took their time on you because you're absolutely perfect. And I think that is as good as it gets. And I know that, one of the guys I wrote it with, he'd been tinkering on his guitar out in the shed for hours. They live on this property out on the outskirts of Nashville, and his wife was telling me he drove back on the ride on mower with this big smile on his face, and he's like, "We've got to get Casey on the phone. I've got the song, I've got the idea." They rang me straight away and played it to me, and it was like, this is the one, and we finished it from there. And it's definitely one of the more special tracks I've ever released.
And this was basically a song done via Zoom, I take it then?
It was, yeah. Zoom has been the way to go. Even the recording process, it's all different now. You can't fly to studios like you used to. So, it is amazing what you can do with technology. I've been able to get into a studio up here with a guy called Brad Hosking, who's in Amy Shark's band, and we're good mates, and he's got an amazing studio here, and the producers have been able to tap in, via Zoom and record it that way, which is really a quite unique way of doing it, but it's just a sign of the times.
So when you're in the studio, you're doing this song, you're laying down your vocal. How did you get into the right mood? You know what I mean? How did you know that when you finished it that was the take? So how did you get into that space?
I think whenever you're recording, you've got to get into the right headspace of the song. Full stop. If it's an up tempo song or it's a really energetic song or whatever, you've got to get into that headspace to deliver the vocal with that energy behind it. And with this track, it was all about vulnerability and a really personal vocal and coming from a place of intent and meaning behind every lyric. And I'm lucky that the guy that I record with is one of the best vocalists in the country, in my opinion, a guy called Michael Painter. And we meticulously go through vocals every time I record, and he's amazing. Like he sort of talks you through, and we'll make sure that every line's perfect. So we spent a lot of time on this one to make sure we got it, as near to perfect as we possibly could.
And you did, and I'll say that when there are songs like this that when they're sung, sometimes they can be oversung, and you haven't done it. You've absolutely done it perfect all the way through. It just, you can feel it. It ticks all the boxes and it touches all the right places. So good on you, buddy, for that.
Oh, thank you. As I said, like a credit to the guys that helped me record it. I think you've got to be in the right headspace with these songs, and I was lucky that we sort of were on the day, and we got everything we needed. So it's just great to finally put it out.
And we're loving it too. And just before we get to hear it, I need to ask you, have you caught up with Tom Wolfe lately? Because, you and him are going to do this song at some stage, and he's blaming you for the hold-up. And that's what he told me recently. So what's going on?
Did he?
Yeah, he did. I said, what's going on, Tom? And he said, that guy Casey, he won't return my calls. So what's going on?
Oh, he's full of it. Now, we've talked on the phone plenty of times. We've been lucky enough to we were in Mount Isa together a couple of weeks ago, so we were hanging out with the boys backstage. But, we've got full intentions of doing some stuff. It may not be for a little while because I'm obviously concentrating on finishing the album stuff, but I'm a big fan of the boys, and we've got a mutual respect for one another. So I'd say something will definitely happen in the near future.
Oh, that's good to hear. So you said new album there. So I understand next year it's coming out. So how's the progress towards that going?
Yeah, really well. We're close to finishing it, and I guess it's all going to come down to how things pan out with this current outbreak and vaccines and getting back on the road, because ideally we want to back it up with a national tour and, get down to South Australia and Victoria and Tassie and New South Wales and as many places as we can. So the intent is we want to look for, hopefully in the first half of next year to release it and then back it up with a tour, which I'm really looking forward to.
I noticed on your website you've got some shows coming up in SA in October and in Victoria and New South Wales. Are they still like in pencil, or are they, can you update us on any status with them that you're aware of?
Yeah, look, it's a moving situation. It's very frustrating for everyone, especially the artists, because there's so many of my mates. We're all going through it. The artists, the road crews, the lighting guys. There's a huge amount of people that work on these events, and that's their livelihood. And it's there's guys that are really struggling at the moment. So it's a very frustrating time. In regards to these ones down in South Australia and Victoria, we've just got to wait and see. But, worst case, it might be postponed. They might move the dates to, maybe the first part of next year if they have to, which isn't ideal. But, it's hard when a lot of the acts and some of the crews and stuff are coming from New South Wales for these festivals. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Well, if you get any updates, let us know, but we'll get people to check your website, caseybarnes.com.au, for those dates, and if they change, you'll let us know. And I noticed a couple of the intros to on this particular song, God Took His Time on You. You go, call it the whiskey or call it the wine. I've got a bottle of each sitting here, mate. So when you get here, they're there sitting there for us. So they're just waiting.
Oh, beauty. That you know exactly what to say. It's funny, we did a show in Mackay on the weekend and a lady came up and gave me an early birthday present, and it's a bottle of, I'm actually sitting here looking at it at the moment, it's a single malt Scotch whiskey, a 12-year-old bottle of Mortlock, I think it's called. So I'm looking forward to cracking that open at some point, but that sounds like a plan.
I'm looking forward to that plan. All right, and I've got to let you go. They're sitting here ready, so when we get together, we'll be able to open those and enjoy those. We've got the song. It's all set to go. Casey, please take care. Say good day to all the family and all that for us. Hope they're doing well, and we look forward to seeing them at some stage. Thank you for being a part of Flow, and we love your music. And if you could please introduce your new song for us.
Thank you so much. Well, here it is, guys. This is the brand new single. It's called God Took His Time on You, right here on Flow FM.
Call it the whiskey or call it the wine, but I got a spark in my heart that you light up every time. They're calling me crazy, maybe it's true, but the only thing crazy is the way I feel about you. From all your kisses on my neck, where you whisper under your breath, where the world slows down when you walk into a room. You got that kind of love that makes me know it's true. When heaven dreamt you up, God took his time on you. It's in the way we touch, it's in the way you move. When heaven dreamt you up, God took his time on you. He took his time on you. So put on your perfume, you know the one that I love. Put on a song and we'll dance around the room till the sun comes up. You see, nothing is perfect, but you're damn near close. I look at your mind, man, that in this life I'm the one you chose. So while you're kissing on my neck, let me whisper under my breath, girl, you're everything to me and you should know. You got that kind of love that makes me know it's true. When heaven dreamt you up, God took his time on you. It's in the way we touch, it's in the way you move. When heaven dreamt you up, God took his time on you. He took his time on you. Oh yeah. On the little imperfections that you see in your reflection, I love everything I see. It's like he made you just for me. And I know sometimes you doubt it, but girl, I'm all about it. Swear I tell you every day, there ain't nothing I would change. It's in the way we touch, it's in the way you move. When heaven dreamt you up, God took his time on